What does that even mean, Bowers Game Corner?
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back here today for another game review. And today I'm very excited to check out Click Clack Lumberjack from Mayday Games. This is for 2 to 7 players, ages 5+, so it'll take you about 10 minutes to play. And in Click Clack Lumberjack, you are going to be taking an axe and attempting to knock bark off of a tree. That's it. Don't knock down the middle part of the tree or else you'll get frustrated and lose points. What am I talking about? Let's open it up and see how it works. Alright then, so we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of Click Clack Lumberjacks. First and foremost, we have a handy dandy rule pamphlet. It is one page, double-sided, full color. It is a super simple game, and this game will have you up, this rule booklet and up and running in no time at all. You'll probably never need it after the first time you ever play it. So, I do want to mention that I actually have an expansion that is included. It's a micro expansion, which is going to give you this golden tree part right here, because all of these are going to be little things that you can remove. And it's also going to give you an additional axe, which is really nice as well. So the base game, you're only going to get one axe. So I will just walk you through the game. You're going to start setting up the game. You're going to have all these pieces, which are going to be loose. These are just going to be the center of the tree. Then you're going to slide these on there, and then you will set it on the top. So pretty simple setup, even though it will take you a couple minutes to do this. And as you can see, I will show you how the game is going to play. So on your turn, what you're going to do is you are going to have 2 swings of your mighty axe. Now what you're trying to do is you're trying to knock down the bark of the tree, but not knock down the middle part of the tree, because if you can get the bark, you're going to score 1 point for each piece of bark that you can get. However, if you get the middle part right there, you're going to get -5. So you really don't want to get that middle part. And on your turn, you're going to just take 2 swings, and it's just going to go round and round. So let's just show you how the game is played. So I'd go take 2 swings, and hooray! I have got myself 1 point. I'll put it right there in front of me. Next person goes. They go 1, 2, and then it'd be the next person turns, and they might go 1. Oh god! Yeah, it was actually a really good swing. So they were able to get 1, 2, 3, 4 points that round. But as you can see, this thing is now defying the law of gravity. So that was their first swing, and for their second swing, they might just do it like that, try and even it out a little bit. So you're going to continue to go around trying to swing and not do that, because when you do that, bad things surely will happen. So what's going to happen is you are going to get everything that has fallen, which is never a good thing because, well, as much of these as you might get, so let's see, I got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I got 10 of those. You know what? We can just instantly get rid of these because these are going to be worth -5. So those ones cancel each other out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So those cancel each other out. 1, 2, 3. So we got 3. Then we got what are called grubs. Now you may notice these grubs right here. Now these are going to be worth an additional bonus point to you at the end of the game, which is good. And also it's going to let you take an additional swing of the axe. You're going to get to take another turn. Now, if you knock down more than 1 in a turn, I'm not quite sure if you get to take 2 additional turns. Why? Because the rule booklet does not have that information, so that's where you have to put in house rules. And I don't mention that at the end, but that is one thing that bugged me about the rule booklet. So those are going to be worth 2 points into the game, and also you'll get another turn where you can inevitably knock down more of these, get more frustrated, and, well, get more points. A lot of times you will play this game and you will end with less than 0 points. Now I do want to mention the micro expansion that I have, which is going to give this golden axe, and also these. So how this works is, it's just going to be another regular rung in the tree, except this bark is going, it's going to be worth 2 points instead of 1 point, and you guessed it, this middle part is going to be worth -10 instead of -5. This thing is the bane of my existence. But anywho, you're going to chop it all down until everything's down, until all the bark is down. Then you're going to tally up your points and see whoever has the most points, and they'll be the winner of the game. Also, a lot of the time, everyone will score in negative, in which case you will just see who has still has the lowest negative number, and then they will be the winner of the game. Now, one more thing I do want to mention is that they also have a variant where you can play, and there's a couple different variants. There's one where you can handicap the kid, which just means he'll get more or less swings. But this one right here is where you just go to a certain number of points. So for instance, in a 3-player game, instead of knocking down the whole tree, you might just go to 12 points. But that, in a nutshell, is how Click Clack Lumberjack is played. Oh, Tokery Dokery, Click Clack Lumberjack from Mayday Games. One of my final thoughts. Let's go to the pros, let's go to the cons. First, on the pro side, the game can be fun with the right group. I do want to start off by saying that. I'm about to just rip this game to shreds for various different reasons, but this game is still fun with the right crowd. But moving on with the pros, plays 2 to 7 players, so it accommodates a large group. It is a very quick game. It says about 10 minutes. A lot of games will end a lot quicker than that, for better or for worse. So that's always a good thing. Component-wise, the axes are nice. I do want to mention, though, that I have the expansion here, which gives you an extra axe and also the golden core, which will frustrate you even more than the base game. And it looks cool on the table, so it'll attract people over to play games. And that's what I got for Click Clack Lumberjack. Moving on to the cons of this game. There are games that I don't like. This is not a game I don't like. This is a game I do enjoy, and I will keep for just the right situation. But the bottom line is, this was a game that super heavy disappointed me. I was extremely disappointed in this game for a couple reasons. First and foremost, I'm a preschool teacher. I work with 3 to 5-year-olds. That's what I do for a living, and I've had this game on my radar for quite some time. I almost pulled the trigger on the Kickstarter, but unfortunately, I didn't have the money at the time. So when I got the opportunity to get this game, I was very, very excited. I brought the game into my classroom, and it went miserable. It didn't just go miserable for me, it went miserable for the kids. And the worst part was, the game looked so cool, they kept requesting the game. And they just kept not having fun over and over and over and over again, until I sort of mercy killed this game and brought it home where it will only be played by adults. Let me start off by saying, this is not a game for young children. If you have young children and you're thinking about getting this game, do not do it, and I'll tell you why. It's an incredibly difficult, frustrating game for them because they lack the fine motor skills to do this properly. Also, because when you knock down one of these, this is -5. These are worth 1, this is worth -5, and if you knock over 2, 3, 4 of these, you will be out of the game. You cannot win. That is not good. It's just not a game for young children. I'm just going to leave it at that and say I was incredibly frustrated about that. But then at the same time, I was like, alright, this will be a fun party game, right? Well, if you're like me, you like to drink. You like to drink heavily, and this is a god-awful drinking game. It just gets frustrating the first time someone goes, boom! And taking 2 or 3 minutes to set it up, which is another con of this game, you have to reset it back up and say, hey, Charlie, stop being a douchebag and knocking over the tree in one swing. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Charlie. I know you don't watch my channel, but you're a D-bag. Moving onward, so it's not a great game for kids. It's not a great game for parties, if you're having parties. So next, maybe it's a nice light little filler game for a game night. And that could be potentially for certain groups. For me personally, no, I'm not going to bust this out for my game group because we play a lot of heavier stuff, we play a lot of lighter stuff, and this just doesn't fit that. So you see what I'm saying here. This is my main problem with this game. I don't see where this game fits. It looks like it's marketed to children, but at the same time it says it's a party game. But then at the same time, if you mix this game with alcohol, you're just going to get frustration. So that's the main con I have with this game, is I don't know when to bust out this game. Ever. I mentioned the kids thing, the kids game. So if you do have kids that are like 9 or 10 years old, this one might be for you, though. I don't want to just completely rip on this game because I do enjoy the game, and I am going to keep the game, but there's a lot of cons with this game. I'd say about 7, 8, 9, 10 is the sweet spot for this game, maybe a little bit older. But moving back on the cons, this was one of the Kickstarter boxes, and the box is a giant pile of garbage. Now, I'm going to give them a pass on that one because they had this Kickstarter, and they were trying to package the game for as cheap as they could. And I completely understand that. I think it's a great idea. And obviously, with kids' games, most of the time your box is going to get beat up anyway. But needless to say, if you're one of those people who likes to have nice boxes, this one probably is going to get beat up relatively quickly. So I think I've really gone over the main cons here. It sounds like I hate this game, detest this game, and I don't. I'm going to keep this game and I'm going to bust out in certain situations, but I just expected more out of Click Clack Lumberjack. I wanted more. Oh, one last component gripe is that the grub stickers are terrible. They will come off, they will peel off, and eventually I'm probably just going to end up getting rid of them because they are so cheap and flimsy. Yeah, so, Click Clack Lumberjack. If you have the proper age children for this game, or if you have parties where people don't drink, or if you have the gaming group that would like something this incredibly light, then definitely check it out. But I highly recommend trying before you buy. And yeah, that's my review of Click Clack Lumberjack. Man, super disappointing. So, if you enjoyed this review, please be sure to click on the subscribe button down below. Also, in the comments below, let me know what is your biggest gaming disappointment. A game that you were so excited to play and then it just fell flat at the table. You're like, no, why? You have so much. What's the word? It starts with a P. Promise! You have so much promise! And then it just fell flat. For me personally, I'm not going to go with Click Clack Lumberjack, even though I think it might actually be Click Clack Lumberjack. And I'm going to go with the NFL Rush Zone game, because I'm a huge NFL fan, and I had high hopes for that game. I bought it at Target. And if you haven't watched my review of that, I absolutely just tore that game to shreds because it's a big pile of garbage. This is not a big pile of garbage, but it still is incredibly disappointing as well. But in the comments below, let me know what is your most disappointing game that you have ever gotten. And as always, if you enjoyed this content, please be sure to click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks for your time, YouTube. Ooh, I like that. Sorry. That was a review for Click Clack Lumberjack. For more reviews and previews, check back at Bowers Game Corner.